Hi, my name's Gina, and this is my third pregnancy, and it's my first one that I've been involved in more of a raw food diet. I've experimented the last few years with raw food and done good amounts of big stints interspersed with some cooked food. I was doing a lot of raw before I got pregnant, and when I became pregnant I decided I wanted to do a raw pregnancy. Just stay raw the entire time without limiting myself. If my body was craving other foods, I want to honor that as well. So my first trimester, I did okay the first week or two, and then the normal pregnancy symptoms, the nausea, everything started hitting, and I told myself I could have whatever I wanted except for wheat, and of course bread was the only thing that I could stomach. So my first trimester I spent a lot of time eating bread and feeling really lousy, and then as the nausea started to subside and I started to feel a little bit better, I was able to do greens again. My first trimester, just looking at lettuce sent me running. So I couldn't do any kind of greens. I couldn't do anything with any kind of nutritional substance.
No fruits?
Little bits of fruits. I just couldn't handle anything. Everything was just making me sick. And I've read since then that a lot of times that's your body detoxing, and you really just don't need to eat much. I don't know how that would be different in future pregnancies, if I would want to try just letting my body detox. So the second trimester started coming in, and I started adding in my green smoothies again, and just that alone made me feel much better. My green smoothies would consist of greens, fruits, sometimes some superfoods, but I guess it would vary day to day. And then just decided one day I needed to go 100% raw. So I spent the next 2 months eating only raw foods, and I didn't have any cooked foods at all. I felt incredible. I didn't crave, I wasn't craving cooked foods. Even nuts were too much for me at that point. So it was just fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, mostly vegetables because they kept my body more stable. Avocado on a daily basis, just feeling really excellent. Better than I have in previous pregnancies, better than I have with just even when I'm not pregnant. Just feeling really good. I've also been doing pregnancy teas, red raspberry, chamomile, rose hips, just a mixture that I made that I know is very good. Nettles, very good for pregnancy. And so on a daily basis, or almost daily basis, I'll make a tea and then make a nut milk to get some extra protein, calcium. I use almonds, sesame seeds, hemp seeds, and I'll make a nut milk with my tea as my base. That way I'm getting the value of the nuts and I'm getting the value of the tea. Sometimes, and then from there I'll take that nut milk base and make either a smoothie with it, with some bananas and superfoods, or sometimes I'll just add a little bit of honey or agave and make just the milk, which is absolutely delicious. And very light but filling. I have been taking a DHA supplement because definitely found I'm very spacey, and I can feel, I guess they call it pregnancy brain, where you start forgetting everything. And it is worse this time. This is my third pregnancy, so they say it gets worse with each one. And that seems to be helping between that and the hemp seeds. The DHA supplements, a vegan supplement that I get, believe I get it through Natural Zing. And I also do a lot of nutritional yeast for my B12 supplements, because I am concerned about getting enough B12 in my diet. So my second trimester, even in my third now, I've been going through the summer. It's September 1st now. I'm 8.5 months pregnant. And I have started to eat some cooked foods as the weather's getting cooler. And I guess just as I'm starting to slow down, I've been craving more of the comfort foods. So I try not to give myself a hard time about it. And I'll eat little bits of cooked food here and there, but still probably 95% raw. And I've been feeling really good. 2.5 weeks before my due date. This has been a pretty perfect pregnancy. Still just doing all sorts of things, raising 2 children, making them raw food, which can be very time consuming. We're homeschooling. We go hiking on a regular basis. Yesterday, we went climbing around on rocks. Just all sorts of really fun things that I never would have been able to do in the past. I'm about 20 to 25 pounds lighter than I was at this point with both of my other pregnancies. And my body is just not swollen. I feel lighter and more limber, just very active. I definitely still I can do a few hours worth of good activity before I need a rest. Surprise myself, and I guess this is where I am at 8.5 months.
And your feet are
And my
swelling or?
feet are not swollen at all. The midwife did say that most women during the summer that she's seen, I believe she put it that their feet look like ham hocks, and mine definitely don't. I've had a couple moments where I can feel the swelling, but they're not very swollen at all. And I think that's it.